Spain fury, Scotland will get no special treatment if it tries to join EU, SNP alert. Spain will do an independent Scotland no favours if it tries to join the European Union, First Minister Nicola Sturgeon has been warned. Pressure is building in the wake of Thursday's Holyrood elections, with the SNP falling agonisingly short of an overall majority after winning 64 seats in Scottish Parliament. Mrs. Sturgeon is nevertheless pushing for another referendum on the subject, 7 years after the last one, and is already committed to rejoining the EU if she succeeds and Scotland does vote to quit the UK. However, Ignacio Molina, a senior analyst at the Elcano Royal Institute in Madrid, suggested Spain was likely to have grave reservations, mainly stemming from Catalonia's abortive attempt to declare independence in 2017. Mr. Molina suggested the Spanish government was likely to see uncomfortable parallels with the situation in Scotland. He tweeted, "It is crucial for Spain that any Scottish secession is legal under UK law, and not declared unilaterally as Catalonia's regional government tried to do in 2017. Yet as long as this condition is respected, there won't be a veto." The calming of the political situation in Catalonia as well as the composition of the current left-wing Spanish government, partially supported by moderate pro-independence Catalans, helps to put emphasis on technical considerations without strong politicization of the issue. Nevertheless, Mr. Molina added, Madrid will likely demand certain assurances. What the Spanish diplomacy has always underlined is that Scotland would need to apply as any other candidate, with no shortcuts or privileges, such as for example an opt-out from the euro currency or the Schengen zone. Part of this no privileges approach is that Spain wouldn't accept the EU giving any assurance to Scotland ahead of an independence referendum that it has a guaranteed path to membership, as was recently asked in an open letter by more than 170 figures from across the EU. Four years ago, an unofficial referendum in Catalonia resulted in more than 90% voting to break away from Spain, but critics pointed out that the turnout was barely 43%. The aftermath saw widespread violence and riot police clashed with protesters, and Carles Puigdemont, Catalan's president, and his cabinet subsequently fled the country, with international warrants issued for their arrest. Mr. Puigdemont is currently living in exile in Morocco. Speaking in 2018, Joseph Borrell, who is now the EU's High Representative, or top diplomat, but was at the time Spain's foreign minister, appeared to give tacit backing to an independent Scotland joining the bloc. Asked if a Spanish government would accept the idea, he said, "Why not? If they leave Britain in accordance with their internal regulation, if Westminster agrees, why should we be against it?" He added, "I think the United Kingdom will split apart before Spain." However, speaking to Express.co.uk last month, Mar Aguilera Vax, professor of constitutional law at the University of Barcelona, suggested the Spanish government might opt not to acknowledge Scotland's independence. She said, "We had a football match. Spain against Kosovo, and there was the biggest scandal. On Spanish television they wrote Kosovo in lowercase because Spain doesn't recognize its independence." He added, "I think the United Kingdom will split apart before Spain." However, speaking to Express.co.uk last month, Mar Aguilera Vax, professor of constitutional law at the University of Barcelona, suggested the Spanish government might opt not to acknowledge Scotland's independence. She said, "We had a football match. Spain against Kosovo, and there was the biggest scandal. On Spanish television they wrote Kosovo in lowercase because Spain doesn't recognize its independence."